Hi Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for returning. Trust you and yours are well and you're loving yourself and all this like always. So today I want us to have a heart-to-heart. For your information, the previous video on this channel where we talked about the Christ within. Yeah, we'll talk about the Christ within and how to activate this Christ in you and what deactivates this Christ in us. I believe a lot of you remember that video. The last video we had, YouTube flagged the channel because of that video. That video was taken down by YouTube and they said it's against the policy of YouTube. You know, sometimes I get tired of this platform, I tell you, because I don't know what how did I go against the policy of YouTube? Because I talked about you getting in touch with yourself, going within yourself, and discovering yourself, knowing that Christ is in you. And that was it basically, but it triggered them and they said it was against their policy and they brought down that video, Your Majesties. So that video right now is not on this channel anymore. And it is painful because when you put your time and effort and everything to do something and they do not just take it down but flagged my channel, that I will be unable to upload video for 1 week, and the next strike that I will get, they're going to remove the channel from YouTube. That is it basically. Like, this is the second time this is happening to me. The first time was on the other channel, the main channel, the same thing they said while I was growing up like this. Just, we were at that time about 5,000 subscribers on the other channel and they flagged me. And from that time onward, they started targeting my content on the other channel. They hardly allow my content go out. Sometimes they do not notify my subscribers, and they've started it here again. The same thing they are doing. I just hope and pray that the message get out as it should get out. You see what some of us go through to bring informations to you, right? So we will continue with that book the next video, but there was something I came across and I said we'll have a heart-to-heart. All right, we'll have a heart-to-heart here. And like you see from the title already, that your so-called traditional spirituality might be worse than religion in the future. And there is a reason why. And I will explain that as we go, okay? Tradition and spirituality. You know, at this point, a lot of us are frustrated with religion, and we are delving out of religion because there are some things that might be exposed to us already, some things that we might have have some further knowledge about, and then we say, okay, religion is not the way for me. I'm delving into spirituality and maybe traditions of our ancestors. Now, the term ancestor, when I talk about ancestor here, I'm not talking about our grandfathers and our great-grandfathers or great-great-grandfathers. I'm talking about those who existed before them, okay? Because our grandfathers and our fathers and our great-grandfathers, already the system was corrupted. Whatever they were doing at that point was out of frustration, out of, they were just doing it to escape some things. And that's why you see that there's a lot of blood sacrifice involved, a lot of evil. People use the gift that they have. People delve into, demonic practices, sorcery, all in tradition. Yes, in tradition, in African tradition. You see why Christianity sometimes take advantage of this situation and tell you that your traditions are evil, your traditions are bad, do not go into tradition, do not go into spirituality. Spirituality is another angle which we also delve into. So they demonize our traditions because of these grandfathers and great-grandfathers of ours, what they did. Of course, I keep talking about agreeable and the disagreeable. All our lineage have agreeable and disagreeable. Okay, so that is why if we keep practicing the traditions of our grandfathers and our great-grandfathers, we might be off the track. and be repeating the same thing we are running away from in religion at this time. And when it comes to spirituality, a lot of us, like I said, since we are fed up with religion and there are some things we've discovered, we delve into spirituality and say, okay, I'm going into spirituality. But there's something we keep forgetting, that spirituality is a personal journey. Spirituality is a personal journey. And that's why I am not always at ease telling you my spiritual practices, because my practices can never be the same thing that will elevate or bring out your own side of spiritual life. Spirituality is personal, it's a personal journey, something you realize along the way as you open yourself. You open yourself. The reason why spirituality and tradition sometimes have something in common is because you need to reconnect back to your line. Be in agreement with your ancestors. Mind you, I'm not just talking about ancestors of recent time. Being in agreement with your ancestors, and again, of agreeable beings. Okay? So that there is no grudge anymore. You are free. And the passage, you have a free passage to delve into who you are. Because you can't understand who you are if you do not reconnect with that which is your original, with that which is of you. And that is where we talk against religion most of the times. Because religion is a way of life, the practices, the beliefs of other set of people, other cultures, which have been brought and inculcated into our own way of life and forced. So the situation whereby someone tell you, for you to have this, you must do this. A lot of us like listening to those things, and I don't think that is going to help us. It's good we tell ourselves the truth. Oh, this is what you must do at this time. So time, this is what you must do. The time that you will have answer to your prayers might not be the same time I'm going to have answers to my prayers. So what we are running away from in religion, we are inculcating it into spirituality, which is going to make, if care is not taken, spirituality and tradition worse in the future than what we have happening in religion today. You don't force something on people. You don't tell people you must do this. You must worship on this particular day. You must worship at this particular time. What if I'm not in alignment at that time? What if I'm not in alignment in that specific day? We all came from different roots. And for us to reconnect to that root is in different ways. It can never be the same. This is a mistake that religion has made. You have to worship on this particular day. Everybody go there. And that's why it is easy to tap from your vibration and consciousness. So those who are doing these things are up, they know what they are doing. That's why they set aside that day. You see, where you might be in your worst state and they can easily harness from you. Harness your vibration, your energy, and everything that you have within yourself into their self. You see them growing, excelling, becoming whatever in the world, and you are just where you are as if you came to escort some people in the world. And it's for a fact. Because when I begin to see the rate at which people come out on social media and tell you, it's spirituality, or you have to do this on this day at this time to have this result, or you must worship on this day, or you must do that on this. No, you can give the formula. This is what I do. But I'm never gonna come here and tell you you must do this thing so that you succeed. You see? And that's why I keep telling you that you need to listen to your heart. Allow yourself, listen to your heart. Allow, the agreeables of your lineage direct you to the path, because they know where the path is. Spirituality is a personal journey. It's not something that is like religion. There are a lot of people out there today who are becoming spiritualists. Everybody had become spiritualist. This one will come tell you this, that will come tell you that. This one will say you must do this, that will say you must do that. And the painful thing is that most of the time, these things are done for content creation. They do it with their own reason, their aim at heart. But you should know that it's a personal journey. And that is why I keep telling you that Yeshua always emphasize on there's nothing outside that is saving you. Look within yourself, because your salvation is inside of you. Your face is different. Your thoughts are different. Your lineages are different. So if you look within you, definitely the way you are going to get through your own ascension is different from the way I am going to get to my ascension. Because at this point, I'm not looking at what is laid down anymore. I'm looking at that which is in me. And the ancestors of my lineage will direct me, because already I am at peace with them. And that is why it is important to be at peace. I am at peace with them. They will lead you. Agreeable beings, I keep emphasizing on it. They will lead you to that path. And then they allow you now discover yourself. So when we talk about tradition and spirituality, everybody are like, okay, religion had failed us. We are going back to the way of life of our ancestors. When we say ancestors, do not think about your ancestors or your great-grandfathers or grandfathers. When I talk about ancestors here, I'm not talking about our grandfathers and great-grandfathers, because the system already was corrupted from that time. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about those who existed hundreds of years before them. And yes, you can connect with them because it's your root, it's your lineage. Even our grandfathers and great-grandfathers, grandmothers and great-grandmothers could connect with them, but they chose the other path. Something triggered that. If you want us to keep delving into these things, we'll do them. But it's just that some of you, your shock absorbers are something else. And you look at the world and you think the world is what religion has told you it is. You look at the world and you think that the world is what the world had told you it is. But it's a lot more different. There is a reason why there is diversion of interest. When your interests are diverted, opposite of the real thing, there is a reason. It is because some people are harnessing from you. If you know the truth and you are connected, you discover your line, you discover your passage, you discover your own way, you will be stronger. But the more you are wandering around, you will be easily swayed. So they want you to keep wandering around. The truth is obvious most of the times. But they cloud your thoughts with fear. They cloud they cloud you with fear. The fear of hell, of course. If you don't want to go to hell, you must do this thing. This is religion for you. And this is exactly what we are trying to run away from, right? But if care is not taken, we are inculcating the same mindset we used in religion into spirituality and tradition. And that is going to hit hard if we are not careful. Okay? And I will say this again. Spirituality is a personal journey. What is good for me might not be good for you. I have discovered my path. And I'm still every day trying to see that I remain in that path and not waver. You need to discover your path. I can only tell you how I discovered my path. I can only tell you, oh, this is what I do. But the moment somebody gives you, like a pattern, you must follow this my pattern so that you can be spiritually protected. It doesn't work that way. No. If we do that, we are making the same mistake of religion. Oh, you must worship on this day. Oh, you must pull your shoe this way. Oh, you must lie on the other angle. The angle you lay down might be good for you, but if I lie in that angle, it will not be good for me. I should look for the angle that will be good for me. So we have to tell ourselves the truth. A lot is going on out there right now. There are lots of people who are traditionalists, a lot of people who are spiritualists at this point. There's confusion everywhere. And in this confusion, in the midst of this confusion and distraction, we should try our best to discover ourselves for who we are for ourselves. Not to copy. You can't copy spirituality. You need to allow yourself, give yourself that time, discover yourself, go within yourself, and connect with that Christ that is in you. Mind you, Yeshua existed as man, like you and me, and attained to that level of Christ consciousness. He connected to the Christ in him, and then he was called Yeshua the Christ. So when we talk about Christ, Christ is not a physical human being. And people tend to mix these things up. Some will tell you there was nobody that existed as Yeshua. No, there was someone who existed. If you attain to that Christ consciousness, that level, we secrete that oil every month. And there are things that hinder us from secreting that oil to attain to that level, that ascension level. Where you might be called, oh, Jane the Christ. Okay? Oh, you might be called, Uboga the Christ. You might be called Amaka the Christ. All right? You might be called, Kese the Christ. As Yeshua the Christ. So we need to allow ourselves, go within ourselves, discover ourselves. And that is why most of the times, quiet times are important. Not even most of the time, all of the time. When you want to discover yourself, discover your powers, connect to your line, and find the way, quiet time is important. What is that alone time you have? And that's what I talk about having limited friends so that you focus. You have time for yourself, you explore your spiritual life, you communicate with the spirits around you. How sure are you if those spirits are pure spirits? How sure are you if those spirits are aiding you to discovering yourself? I'm going to see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive, always majesties. Bye for now.